Hey, Rhonda. Saw you were the first person in there even before I started. All right, here we go. Now we're getting going here. Hi, Janine. I'm doing well. How are you doing over there? When are you going to be able to get back to full work? It's 11 o'clock in case you didn't notice. Funny how that always happens right at the start of the live stream, huh? Hi, girls. How is everybody? Is Jessica home? Yeah, we're going into like a heat wave. It's going to be like low 70s today. Wow, that's fun. What's the occasion of Jessica being home? Or is it just a, hey, let's bring Jessica home? Yeah, it's funny. Just like a week or so ago, it was like, really, really cold for like two weeks straight, and then all of a sudden now we're going into streak here, and it's going to be like in the 80s this week. Oh, okay. So this is one of those once a month things. That's nice. Yeah, I guess really along the coast of Texas, the Gulf of American coast. Um, they got pounded too, like Houston and all that. They got like a couple feet of snow, I think. Yeah, we got a little snow flurries. I think I showed you some video of it, but yeah, it didn't stick, and it only did that for like 20 minutes. That was the day I went out and did all those Fred Gildersleeve matchups. That's what it's called, right? I even hear Google Maps is going to change it. They're going to change the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, and Mount Denali is going to be renamed Mount McKinley. Hasn't been done yet, but it's gonna. Yeah, I didn't need to use the snowblower this year either. Of course, I don't have a snowblower, so probably a good thing, huh? Hi, Gene. Oh man, I said it, didn't I? Hello, Gene. Wow, that's trippy. Yeah, we Texas gets some wind too. Not like that. I guess those winds that were sparking all the forest fires in California were extraordinary, almost like hurricane-like winds. That's unusual. Santa Ana winds are very common, but you get gusts of 40, 50 miles an hour. I heard some of these were like up to 80. That's bordering on a hurricane. Yeah, that would be a hard one to explain to the insurance company. Yeah, well, how was your car damaged? Well, strong winds blew our barbecue into it. See, that's it. The second he's no longer getting attention, he's gone. Yeah, well, good thing it didn't explode, huh? Or maybe even break the nozzle off. No, absolutely not a good day for toupee wearers or people who wear Scottish kilts and no underwear. It was pretty good. The mac and cheese was pretty good. Sorry, I kept cat fur again here. Ugh, it's annoying sometimes. I still wish the cheese got a little more creamy. I might have needed some more liquid in there or something like that because the cheese never got it didn't never got to the creamy state. It only kind of maintained kind of a gooey state. So I don't know. It would have to be a pretty strong kite. It's funny. I got a couple of stunt kites in my collection, and one of them is pulls has so much pull on it that I literally need to lean back like 45 degrees to offset the weight of the kite pulling. Oh, I don't think it had too much cheese. It just like I said, I like macaroni and cheese kind of has to have kind of a creamy consistency with the cheese. This was more gooey. I don't know if that's an official term, but hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, well, that's it, a human anchor, exactly. No, I'm going to keep working on the mint chocolate chip ice cream. As I said in the vlog, it tasted a little too much like toothpaste. I think maybe I should use less of the mint extract, but that's okay. We'll experiment with it. May not do them all for a vlog, but we'll get to the point where if I come up with something that's good, I'll do that. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound that appetizing, does it? Yeah, I might put more green food coloring in it too. I think it could have gone another drop or two and been fine. Well, I'm interested to see what my homemade mint is going to be like. Yeah, we could probably put more chocolate in it too. You know, I actually found a recipe for mint chocolate chip ice cream, and that was the amount of chocolate they recommended. But yeah, we could probably do more too. I've had my eye on getting a drone too. I think that'd be fun. You got to be careful of where you fly drones. You can't just fly them everywhere. Well, one of the things I want to do if I start working with chocolate is figure out better ways to break it up into chunks. Because what I did this time was put it in the food processor, and I used a slicing tool. So basically, it hit each piece, it sliced it up a little bit. It did all right, but you end up with way too much powder. I managed to separate the powder from the chips that actually went into the ice cream. But it'd be nice to be able to do it. Yeah, maybe grating it. I'd have to get a grater because right now the only grater I have is in the food processor. Well, see, and that would be the reason to get a drone would be to put stuff in the videos. So I'd have to figure out if I was going to do that, how to do it and do it right and do it legally and all that stuff. Because it is possible to do it. You probably got to get permits and there's limits to where you can do it. That's something I'd like to experiment. Not necessarily pickle bread, but making pickles. I think that would be kind of fun. I would assume the recipe is probably the same as the recipe I use for making pickled jalapenos. I have pickled jalapenos a little bit. I never really got to the point where I liked the result 100% or thought it was like the kind of pickled jalapenos I get like at the store because the vinegar it had more of a vinegary taste. And I don't know exactly what it is that they use for the jalapenos that doesn't have the vinegary taste. Yeah, I guess yeah, they probably allow you to do that if as long as there's not people out there. They probably won't let you do that during a football game, though, right? Well, I've thought about the idea of learning how to preserve fruits if I get my fruit trees going. I may need to start pickling things or not pickling, but canning things. Yeah, jam too. I guess it depends on what state that's in. That sounds more like a state's issue, Galloway Lights. I don't know, if that would be a federal thing, although, it could be maybe something that the FAA could be doing. But that sounds like that might be more of a regional thing, like state level. I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I guess I have heard that they're cracking down on them somewhat. I mean, probably makes sense. In the wrong hands, a drone could be a really bad thing. But then it doesn't have kind of a salty flavor to it. See, with the jalapenos, I like that the jalapeno juice kind of livens up the vinegar, but there's still that underlying vinegary taste, and it seems to me there'd be an underlying salt taste if you use a salt brine. Yeah, I guess I kind of figured out the answer to that one when I was in the middle of talking about that. That's probably an FAA thing. Yeah, I guess if you're flying a thing around, where there aren't people, I would say probably if you're out on the field, they wouldn't allow you to fly over the field, but you could fly over the stands if there's nobody there, right? I believe that's true also, Rhonda, the size of the drone and maybe the height also. If it's not going that high, if you're flying at 10, 20 feet off the ground, that's not an issue. But some of these ones that can go up a mile high in the sky, that could be affecting airplanes. You get a little Cessna or something like that, crash a drone into the propeller, you could knock that thing out, knock it out of the sky, or go through the windshield of the airplane and take out the pilot. It's like I said, if I were to get one, it'd be something I'd have to research out and make sure I'm getting a good one too. Yeah, yeah, I thought that sounded like maybe a toy type thing. If I was gonna get one, I'd want to a big one, one that's maybe like this big, something that can you know fly steady. It's got the intelligence so you can follow instructions. A lot of the little ones, you got to be a lot better at controlling them. I didn't hear about that, Gene, but that doesn't surprise me. I bet you there are all sorts of drones around that fire. I think I've seen those, Rhonda, the ones that you can run with your phone. Can you get live video through the phone too, or is it just for controlling the drone? Was that the German grandmother's recipe, having the food fermenting on the porch? Oh, that's cool. So you can get a live video stream as it's going. I've only recently become a fan of sauerkraut. Yeah, I guess it was something I just needed to approach with an open mind. But yeah, it's not bad. I like it. Yeah, I did a recipe. I think when I was in the apartment that used sauerkraut. I think it was pork chops or something with sauerkraut. Pretty good. I've had corned beef too. It's not too bad. Yeah, I guess I could see that, John. Pork ribs and sauerkraut. That's probably good too, then, Dex. Well, you did call them the toxic twins. Well, that's not really too, in terms of size. I guess that makes about sense. Bite's too old though to be toxic to anything anymore. He's just an old man, likes to walk around and find different places to take a nap. Rhonda's dysfunctional pet menagerie. RDPM for short. Okay, good to talk to you, Scott. I hope to see you back real quick. I don't know. Sounds like the setup to a joke. Galloway Lights. I think we'll come to an agreement with Canada and Mexico. We do need to have tariffs against China because they are not our friends. They're stealing our technology. They're spying on us. They are not our friends. Canada and Mexico, we have common ground with them, and we'll come to some sort of an agreement. See, Rhonda doesn't like it when we talk about being friends. Roberta, huh? Okay. Why does everyone have different names? I generally am against the idea of tariffs, but I can't deny that Trump has used them pretty well. Yeah, I've stayed away from TikTok. Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was all about too. If anything, I would have tariffed China higher than Canada and Mexico because I heard like 25% for Canada and Mexico and 10% for China. Yeah, I'd do 50% for China. 100%. Like I said, China's not our friend. And it's something we can do to, directly influence them. Well, unfortunately, a lot of stuff, does come from China right now. And so, yeah, that's going to make things a little bit more complicated. But, like I said, we got to deal with the intellectual piracy that China does. We got to deal with the fact that they're stealing from us. And maybe threatening China that way with tariffs is a way to get them to change their policy, because we can affect the Chinese economy with stuff like that, because yeah, it might hurt us a little bit in the short run, but if it's if it happens even for a little while, it doesn't take long to knock China off balance. I don't know enough about the issue to propose what it should be in any given case, but like I said, I believe China should be more than Mexico and Canada, because Mexico and Canada, sometimes we have disagreements, but we're friends. Hey, Michael, how are you? Old Stumping, yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not there now. That whole place burned to the ground. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing that China unleashed on the world. Although I can't uh, exclude the NEA's approach on this too, or NIH. Sorry, got to get all the acronyms right here. I've been hearing that too. That like some companies they're talking about coming back to America. Yeah, I know. I heard. My friend Jordan says that one of the fires was in a place where if he still lived where he lived at the time, that he would have probably been evacuated. Oh, and you heard that Biden preemptively pardoned Fauci? Oh, I'll always be working on something. The kitchen is on pause right now again. I don't know. We'll try again later. I got to be in the mood for it. And, you end up with some sort of setback. Last setback was that, uh, I couldn't find a contractor that would make a reasonable offer. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm glad I got out of California. I love reading about earthquakes and learning about earthquakes, but going through them, that's no fun. I don't like being in them. They're much more fun to read about. What's really funny about all the pardons? You haven't heard about any of these people say, "No, I don't want the pardon. I'm not guilty of anything." To accept the pardon, they acknowledge that they're guilty. That's a condition of the pardon. I had three contractors come in. The one I really liked never gave me a written quote. He gave me a verbal quote and was basically right about what I expected to pay for this. And I asked for a written quote, and he never gave me one. I went back later on and asked him, and he never replied again. I don't know. And then there were two others. One of them, the quote was so ridiculously low. I said, no, I don't believe you could do it. And the third one, the contractor came in and she gave a reasonable quote for doing it, but what she was trying to do is tie into all of this where she did the cabinets rather than her contractor provided the cabinets rather than Home Depot. And it's like, no, I kind of want to deal with I know what I'm getting from Home Depot. So yeah, I don't know. That was all I got. Maybe we'll try again later. The plans are still on the hard drive at Home Depot, so we'll come back to it at some point. Well, we'll try and make things a little less grueling, Scott. How you doing today? I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. That was like I said, that was the guy I was the most eager to be because, like I said, he knew what he was talking about. I went in there and explained because one of the things I want to do is blow out those bulkheads that are above the cabinets. And he said, "Yeah, I think you can do that. We got to look in there and see what's in there. Make sure there's no ducting or anything in there. I'm pretty sure there's no ducting in there because there's nothing there that could go in there. So just be a matter of ripping that out and moving all that. But he had all the right answers, and like I said, I had a kind of an idea in my head what it was going to cost to do that. He was like right there, so that was I was excited about him, but like I said, he just never called back. Well, and it's harder Lindex too when you're when this is a smaller town. You don't you want to go into Los Angeles, you ask for a quote, you're going to have 900 people contact you. I know I was talking when I when I made plans to bring the clock home, the grandfather clock home from California after my mom passed. I knew that was coming, and so I started you know looking for bids. And I mean, I had a dozen bids coming in a day, and the bids continued for like 9 months after the project was done. I ultimately ended up just renting a van and laying the clock on its back and driving home. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see an issue with I was getting good, nice quality cabinets. So you pay for what you get. No, I won't decide what kind of trees I'm going to put in. At least not on a final level until we actually get the spot ready to go. I got a long ways to go on that. I mean, I got an idea. I want a peach tree and maybe a lemon tree. I don't know. I'm going to see what's available, what's going to work here. It's got to be something that I like. I'm not enough of a banana eater. I think that would be an issue. The historical pictures behind me are actually two of the Fred Gildersleeve photos from that video I did. These are the two because I scanned the book so that I could give you good quality images on the screen, and these were two of my favorites. And so I ended up actually printing those out as 8x10s and framing them. That's the Waco Suspension Bridge. We went and visited that, of course. And I like that picture. And so I've been hanging that up. They're going to go on the wall somewhere. I just haven't figured out where. And I really like this picture because this picture is where the Alico building is. And where all the horse and men are, that's where the Alico building is. And the building behind it here with all the writing on it, that building is gone. And that's part of the Alico building. And the buildings on the background over here are gone because that's the RT Dennis building. And that was a building that collapsed to the ground during the tornado of 1953. So all these buildings on this side of the of the street here, those are all gone. And so I think that's just a really cool picture because that's that basically the thing that isn't there is there now, and everything that's there now is gone. So yeah, I really like that one. That's a great picture. I'm figuring four trees in the area. I still haven't figured out how to get the squirrel house up into the tree. The branch I originally wanted to do it was on too much of a slope. It wasn't sticking straight up. It was kind of doing this, and it's really hard to attach that. So I just got to find a good place to put it. But right now the squirrel house is still in the garage. Yeah, I love this bridge. I've talked about it before, but the bridge was built by the guy who designed the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. In fact, he got the cable for from the same company. So you could say this is a predecessor to the Brooklyn Bridge. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? And that bridge is the reason that put Waco on the map because Waco is just another little town by a river, but that was the first bridge across the Brazos. And so that brought all sorts of traffic into Waco. That was cattle and cotton, which were both big things here at the time. And that was a way to get them across the river. Prior to that, you had to, take them on boats or something like that, or move the cattle across the river, and that can always be dangerous. Bread maker. I've thought about getting a bread maker. I just I got to be careful. I don't want. I only got so big of a kitchen. There's only so much room because I got so many kind of large size appliances. I got a deep fat fryer. I got um, I got the industrial mixer. I got the food processors. I got the all sorts of stuff. The ice cream maker. I only got the instant pot. I only got so much room. People keep saying I need to get an air fryer too, and yeah, I love the smell of fresh bread. Yeah, it's still a matter of where I'm going to put it though. Maybe I got too much other junk. You have three refrigerators, like full size refrigerators, or are these like these little mini bar fridge things? Wow, that's crazy, Rhonda. What do you need so many refrigerators? I would at least have one in the freezer in the garage or something like that. Ah, okay. I get it. Even the food needs to be separated then, huh? I don't know. I never had my own refrigerator until I got out on my own. I had kind of a similar place in the first apartment I lived in before I bought the house in California, where it had a little closet out on the balcony. Yeah, dealing with allergies is an issue. Is can be a challenge, I guess, huh? Yeah, I've never gone with a deep freeze, but I've got just an upright freezer in the or a top loading freezer in the garage that keeps stuff like that in. Logan almost killed Charlotte 2 weeks ago. That's that sounds scary. Wow, that is scary. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I know I like my top loading freezer, but I have it out in the garage too. I wouldn't. It would be maybe different if it was in the house. Yeah, I just got a little one. I don't need a really big one, but the one I have, like I said, I've had for a long time, and it gets a lot of use. It's just something we picked up at Home Depot. Replaced the one I had before that I'd had for 15 years or something like that. Get a fridge in the bedroom, huh? For that late night snacking. Yeah, see, I couldn't stand having something like that in the bedroom. It'd make too much noise. I'm somebody that if there's any kind of noise at all, I can't sleep. And the sound of that compressor going on and off all the time would never work. Doesn't make any noise, huh? Is that like an oscillating fan or is there like a ceiling fan in there? I got a ceiling fan in my room. Keep it going all the time. Here's one. I got one here too, but that one's not going all the time. I only turn that one on for live streams. Bring myself up right here. Desk fan, okay. But yeah, I keep the ceiling fan on in the bedroom because I even if it's warm, I like to have kind of the air circulating a little bit. That's one of the reasons I like Waco though, is it is so dark and it's so quiet at night. It does make it easier to sleep. Two electric blankets, huh? Interesting. I've never heard of anybody doing that, but if that works. No, you got to be careful of that. I don't do aerobics, but one of the things I used to have a fan in my bedroom in the house in California too, but the ceiling there was 8 feet tall, the or 10 feet tall, and so the ceiling fan was like 9 feet off the ground, so I could reach my arms up all the way and not touch it. I had to stand on something to get up to it. That's not the case here. This house, the ceilings are about 7 feet tall, or maybe 7.5 feet tall. I can touch them, and the ceiling fan, I can stick my hand in the blade. I got to be careful in my bedroom because I stick my hand up, I can get hit by the blade. At my peak, I was 6'4". I'm probably 6'3" now. I'm shrinking in my old age. Well, the ceilings in here are sort of vaulted too. You don't really get the feeling looking this way, but if you look up here, you can see how it kind of goes to an arch up there, and then they got that big beam there that the ceiling fan is hanging on. Yeah, Barron's a big kid, and it's just happened like in the last year or two too. Because I mean, I've seen pictures just a couple years ago, and he wasn't even as tall as his dad. But wow, is he shot up? I don't know. Sounds like another setup to a joke, Lindex. What did Barron say to Biden? Waco doesn't have much traffic at all. There was a little traffic when they were, the first couple of years I was here, because the major interstate that goes through town is I-35, and they were doing major construction on it. And for the first like 4 years that I was here, it was kind of a pain going through town in traffic, because of a little bit of traffic. But they got that all opened up now, and there's rarely traffic here anymore. Yeah, it's possible. Barron's still young. I don't know what the cutoff between an older and a newer house is. My This house is was built in the mid 70s. I think 77 when they built it. That's why I call it my Brady Bunch house. Kind of reminds me of that a little. Yeah, population of Waco is increasing. There's a lot of business moving in here, kind of on the peripherals of town, especially like south of town. There's like an Amazon fulfillment center here. What is it else I saw? I think Peterbilt is here. Um, Another like major truck company, or Caterpillar. That was the one I was thinking. Caterpillar has a big factory here. And I was driving around the other day, and there's something massive being built. I couldn't even figure out where it is, but you can see it for miles around. There's cranes, big giant cranes up all over the place. So I don't know. There's a lot going on in this town. This town is growing. It's not going to look the same in 50 years. I haven't seen a lot of California people, but I don't know. I think we kind of all kind of lay low because we know, a lot of Texans don't really want us here. There is a place supposedly that does haunted tours here in Waco. I've thought about doing that at some point. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Lindex. Data center could be. I don't know what the issue is there, but I know I got copper wiring, so I don't have to worry. I guess I could see that being an issue. Copper is a harder metal than aluminum is. All right, so we got four things that Waco is known for then: Branch Davidians, Dr. Pepper, Chip and Joanna Gaines, uh, and quilt cotton batting. Yeah, no, I don't know if this is a data center. I think a lot of the data centers are a single story. This thing's like 6 stories tall, and it's a big, giant building. I don't know exactly what it is. Yes, it is. Copper is expensive. No, no basement. I'd love to have a basement. That'd be awesome, but no, no basement. We get a whole variety of it, Lindex, from hot to cold. There is a crawl space above the house, but I've never been in. I've looked into it. It has two entrances. There's one going in from the garage, and then there's one in the closet in the master bedroom. I've never even looked up in the one from the master bedroom. I've been in the one in in the garage once or twice because that one has one of those where you pull the door down and there's stairs that you can literally walk up. Yeah, an attic. I've talked to people about Waco history that are like in the city council, but I've never actually put them on camera. One down. Well, if there's an authority on AI centers, it's going to be Mr. T. Is it your tree or their tree? Well, California's grid can't hold up to what it's holding now. Can you imagine what's going to happen when they start putting 10 million electric cars on the grid every night? They'll never make it. Yeah, that was going to be my answer too, Gene, or my question too, Gene. Can you just trim the branch that's touching? I don't know how it is in Canada. In America, though, generally, if somebody's tree is hanging into your yard, you can trim it as long as you don't do any damage to the tree. You don't kill the tree or something like that. A tree aside, yeah, exactly. 10 to life. I don't know. That might be a little steep. 5 to 10 with good behavior, maybe. Just don't want to be too harsh. But you put on such a sweet exterior. Oh, they got him, huh? All right, good. You just seem to bring out the best in people, Rhonda. That's probably exactly what's going to happen, though, John. Because that's part two of a wildfire disaster. Is next time it rains, you get mudslides. Those hills are all coming apart. That must have been pretty satisfying, Rhonda. Oh, that was my phone. Just one of the things I got to deal with. For some reason, the bank shut off my credit card yesterday, and now my cell phone company is trying to wonder why they can't process my monthly payment. I got to get on the phone with them today to figure out what the heck's going on. No, that's not it at all. I have no idea what it is. There's plenty of money in the account, so I don't know. This won't be the first time this particular company's done this. They see something that's not unusual at all as an unusual expense, and they say, "Oh, someone's gotten his credit card, and that's not real, and we're going to shut off the account until he confirms that everything's okay." I bet you that's what happened. It happened a while back when I lived in California. It actually happened twice after I went to Costco twice, the same Costco, both times. And at Costco, I'd been there a bunch of times before that, but some reason they decided, oh, this was an unusual price spike. It shut down the account twice. So I think this is the third time. If it is the third time, then I'm done with them. Nope, there are not going to be many more of those happening, John. Yeah, I was out getting lunch yesterday. I went to the first place and the card was declined, and I we ran it multiple times. It declined. I went to another place. It was declined there too. I'm right in the middle of lunch, trying to eat lunch, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, they've shut off my account for some stupid reason. My current bank account is the last thing that I have that's still tied to Disney because it's the credit union I had from Disney. Um, and you know, I've been thinking for some reason I needed for some time now that I need to just have a good excuse to part with them because if I need to from time to time I'm going to need to go into a bank and into an office and talk to somebody, and right now the nearest branch is 1,500 miles away. See you next time, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know. I haven't figured out yet. I tried going online yesterday. I couldn't get the app to load on my phone, and I tried doing it through the website, and I couldn't figure out what was going on there. So I don't know. We got to figure out what's going on. Yes, I do have partners. That's who it is. You have some contact with Disney, obviously, but I'm done with them. There's a credit union at work, so I went to the credit union with Disney because that was a really easy thing to do. But like I said, the nearest branch that I could go to is at Disneyland Park, and I don't want to go within 20 miles of that place. I don't know what's going on there. Well, I'm gonna pursue it today. Like I said, I found out about it yesterday. By the time I got home from work last night, it was too late to do anything about it. And priority so far today has been getting up and getting ready for the live stream. So once the live stream's over, then we'll look into that. Well, and the thing that kind of bailed me out yesterday when my ATM card shut down was that I have a backup credit card that I got about a year ago. Um, that I use just for emergencies. Basically, when I ended up renting the van to drive back from California after my mom's funeral with the clocks and stuff that I got. Um, I couldn't rent the van by myself, even though I had the money to cover it because I didn't have a major credit card. I was irresponsible with money a long time ago. So a long time ago, I paid off all the credit cards. I refinanced the house, paid off all the credit cards, and cut them up. And I've just lived on my own money, on what I have since then. But that kind of issue made me rethink that. And I went and got a credit card. And honestly, what I do is I buy all my rocks on the credit card. My brother-in-law, who's an investment broker, said, "Yeah, you have to just buy stuff on it and pay it off each month." And so all my rocks I buy on that, and I pay them off each month. And his point was, "Yeah, well, that'll just help build up your credit score." I don't pay cash for a lot, but I don't spend money I don't have. But it was that second credit card that allowed me to eat lunch yesterday. Yeah, well, like I said, This is gonna probably be the end of partners for a while, and for a while, I mean like forever. I do have both PayPal and Venmo. Yeah, exactly. We are no longer partners. I agree. Yeah, I don't do PayPal or Venmo a lot. I have them both. The PayPal one is attached to the vlog, so that's the one that if you go to the PayPal link on the front page, that's what that is. But Venmo, I just kind of do for personal stuff, and I don't do that very much. In fact, I think the last time I did Venmo was with that guy who repaired the clocks for me here in Waco. Oh, it is. I didn't know Venmo is in Canada. That's cool. There have been times where I've been concerned about doing business with a company where I have gone through PayPal because then at least I can, it prevents them from, somebody from using that credit card again. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying Venmo is a Canadian company. I didn't really know enough about it, I guess, but you don't have Venmo. You can't do Venmo. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I think you told us that story once, Rhonda. Yeah, I ignore any phishing emails. Yeah, tell the story again, Rhonda, because that's funny. I do remember you mentioning that a while back. That was it. Yeah, the cheese whiz, right? I didn't even know they sold Cheese Whiz in 5 gallon pails. Logan, just between you and me, that was a good one. That's right. I remember that too. And you had like orange barf all over the house. That's funny. Well, at least it's not going orange. Could be worse. Logan, why is Boo orange? Did Logan buy the washing machine too? Oh, the hubby got it for you. All right. Oh, it's just busy like crazy, and it never changes. When I became a lead, we divide the department in half. So I got 4 lines, and the other lead has 4 lines. And it turns out the lines I got are the ones that turn a lot. So we do line turns where we move from one job to the next job, and that just means completing all the paperwork for the first one, setting up and reconfiguring the machine for the next one, getting everything ready to go, and basically that's kind of the excitement in the department. And when you get a whole bunch of those line turns all happening on the same day, it can be kind of hectic. Yeah, nothing says I love you for like on Valentine's Day like a new dryer. One thing that does better than that is a new vacuum cleaner. No, I haven't really seen any of Jordan's live streams. Is he keeping them up? Or because I know in the past what he'd do is he'd do a live stream, and then when it was over, he'd erase it, and you wouldn't see it again. Yeah, Galloway Lights. Rhonda is not a Donald Trump fan. Hey, no one's perfect. But I have seen it, or I have heard, I guess, that he's been doing them more frequently. That's cool. Well, that's the beauty of Jordan and his career of being a vlogger. He's got all the time off he needs. If he just decides that, hey, I'm not going to do anything for a while, then that's what happens. And the beauty is he can go someplace or go to a few places, bank up a whole bunch of vlogs, and then take a month off. Well, that's another one of the things I like about Trump is he always picks press secretaries who are who will fight back. I like McEnany for that. I like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and I think I'm going to like this one too. All right, let's hear the duck story. We're all in the mood for a duck story, right? Hello, Gene. It was pretty good. I wish it got more creamy, and I think probably maybe some more milk in it would make it more creamy because I mean that's what milk is, right? It's cream. So it never got past the kind of gooey, stringy phase. And maybe that's the solution to this too. Because I only had it the one night. Yeah, there we go. We'll get 5 gallons of cheese whiz. Scrooge McDuck. Yeah. It's only 76 bucks. All right. Did Logan give 5 stars to the business? 75 bucks, 76 bucks of cheese whiz. Oh man, you gotta love that. So does the pail is that under pressure like the little cans where you squeeze it and it comes out, or is it literally a pail where you pull the cover off and like scoop it out? And because I never considered the idea of a pail of cheese whiz. Never would have even thought to look for that. You scoop it out, huh? That's funny. I got to actually see what this looks like here. Hang on, I'm gonna go to Amazon.com here and let's see if we can. Let's see, type 5 gallon cheese whiz. Let's see, I might not have spelled it right here. Okay, let's look at it a different way here. Okay, I'm seeing all kinds of cheese whiz here, but it's all just in little cans. There's a 15-ounce jar. No, I'm not having any luck with that. Logan's a better Amazon shopper than I am. I don't even know how to find a 5 gallon buck pail of Cheese Whiz. My parents brought me a gallon of Tabasco sauce once when they visited the factory. I wouldn't do that again, but because by the time I went through it, it didn't taste the same. The color changed as it kind of because it took me a couple of years to go through it. So it's fresher if you just buy the little bottles. I could understand, buying a lot of it and buying it bulk if, it was one of those things where, you're going to use a lot of it and use it quickly. If you're going to use it in 6 months or something, you'll be fine. But, I had that for years. When I finally did get rid of it, and got new stuff again, I could taste the difference. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. Have a good church. Oh, did Rhonda put it on the Facebook page? Let's see here. Okay, so we know what the thing looks like here. Let me show you. Yeah, I guess this is what we're talking about here. 3 kilograms. That's funny. There you go. So if you want a big pail of Cheese Whiz, that's really funny actually. $97 here, huh? That's a lot. All right, so at least Logan's buying Canadian then, huh? Well, probably went up in price because so many people buy it by mistake and then have to send it back, and they got to cover the shipping. Yeah, I heard Trudeau say that. I've never really been that impressed with spam either, but my I have cousins who live in Austin, Minnesota, and that's where spam is from. And man, uh, they love their spam. Yeah, Cheese Whiz is okay, but yeah, I neither Cheese Whiz nor Spam have been ever one of those things I said, gee, I could really use some Cheese Whiz, or gee, I could really use some Spam right now. I don't know what the shelf life of Spam is. It is a meat. It is meat, so it's pork. Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, it would have to be. I don't know who Scott on tape is. I could maybe understand the cheese whiz being 100 years because it's so heavily processed and in a can, but generally isn't Spam? Isn't that kind of like I don't know? Is that I guess it is metal, isn't it? Maybe, yeah, maybe it could last a while. Huh? Okay, yeah, I guess that's possible. I don't know what that stuff is. Like I said, I've never really been a much of a Spam eater, so yeah, it wouldn't be the first time I've answered my own question. 5 gallons of liquid hand soap. Yikes. Huh, okay, I didn't know that. I'll eat Spam. I've just never been someone said, "Oh, I need some Spam right now." My grandmother used to fry it in a fry pan. I've heard that too. That they use it a lot in Hawaii too. Come to think of it, did you ever think that this live stream would start talking about Spam like this? That's what's great about this. We'll just talk about whatever. Somebody will say something weird, and we'll just go off on some strange tangent. Yeah, I think I've heard that too. That Spam and pineapple go well together. But then again, it's kind of hard to argue with that argument, Gene. He uses a door stopper till you need it. That's true. Yeah, I haven't tried to buy spam lately, so I don't know. And even if I did, I don't know what the going price for it is. I don't think I've ever bought spam in my life. $7 a can? Yikes. Let's see what it costs here. Go to HEB here. Now, see, I'm looking at it here. I'm seeing $3, $4 a can. You can get a 2 pack for 7.78. Yeah, I don't have a problem with corned beef. I've had it a couple times. I got something else booking here. Yeah, you can always count on the spam smugglers bringing it in from Austin. No, computer spam doesn't don't last 100 years. It gets deleted out of the inbox. Three words I never thought I'd see on this live stream. Cheese whiz trauma. PTCSD, post traumatic cheese whiz stress disorder. Bites orbiting the couch here, so I think he's going to come up and visit. Come on, buddy. Yeah, here he comes. He's thinking about it. He's working up the guts. Thinking, oh man, I wonder if those kitty treats really taste as good as I remember. I don't know. Do I got to come up here? Am I going to do it? Come on. He's thinking about it. There it comes. You klutz. He ran into the TV tray on the way up. I hope all three of them get confirmed. I have questions about some of Trump's picks, but you know what? He can pick who he wants. If he doesn't like him, he can fire him. And I think Trump will manage his people well. He learned so much since last time. He's so much of better of a politician now. He knows how to play the game better. He spent the last 4 years thinking about how he was going to do this and get this all figured out. And I don't care if he's a jerk as long as he gets the job done. And like I said, if he doesn't work out, I think Trump will fire him. That's not too hard. I mean, it's not like Trump almost invented the words "you're fired." Well, it's the resistance on the other side. They think that if they don't give him what he wants, that they're being the resistance. They're just being obstructionists. Well, the ones that were listed, JFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and Cash Patel, I think it's gonna be a hard one because it's not, if the Republicans stuck together, it'd be one thing, but there's a couple of them, the Susan Collins and the what's the other one, Lisa Murkowski. They just think they're what they call rhinos. But we also have the vice president who can break the tie. So we'll see. I think we can have three defectors to still win. Well, and generally, I kind of frown on the idea of political dynasties like the Kennedys or even the Bushes. It shouldn't be like. I think most politicians miss the point of being in politics. I think that you should get in there, do what you're going to do, and get out. We should encourage politicians to not become part of the system because all they do is just learn how to manipulate that system and enrich themselves. Plus the fact, when you live within the system, you become part of the system and you don't understand the world outside the system. And that happens too. How can somebody like Joe Biden understand what the average American thinks? He lives in Delaware, or what? Where is it? He vacations all the time, or in Washington D.C. He doesn't make contact with the people. I'm not really a fan of the current pope. He's no John Paul. Wasn't really a huge fan of Benedict either. Yeah, but he was better than this guy. How would I rate my mint chocolate chip ice cream on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd say about a five. I got to work on the flavor a little bit. I'm going to fiddle around with it. I think next time I may just, I'll probably fiddle around with it without putting the chocolate in. Let's get the ice cream dialed in first, and then we can add the chocolate. Yeah, it would be kind of fun to see the Vatican. I mean, there are a few places outside the U.S. I wouldn't mind checking out, but That's kind of cool. You have a piece of John Paul II second's robe. That's awesome. All I can say is I have a piece of the wallpaper from Tina Turner's house. Oh, Bite's been out here a couple times. He's usually here at the beginning of the live stream, and he was here, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes ago. He's gone back to his room. He got his kitty treats, and now he's got no more interest in me. No, no more cat tours, no more cat room tours, unfortunately. If Bite chooses to come out, that's it. But Nibble's kind of been written off the series. She's in her declining years, and I kind of want everyone to remember her as she was. That's kind of a cool thing because, yeah, in terms of a modern day person, I can only think of a handful of people that deserve to be sainted, and John Paul II is one of them. Mother Teresa is another one. Not ill, she's just getting old. She's declining. She's 18 years old, you know. She's slow. It's funny. She's gotten more affectionate and actually more active because I'll see her walking around the house a lot more, and I don't think I've ever heard her purr in her entire life. It doesn't take much to set her off, get her purring now. I went out to the mineral shop the other day. The sign's up now. They've painted inside. Actually, do I have pictures here? Probably have them here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see if I can email these to myself. Let's see. Do I have my adapter? Hang on a second. Let me just get my cable adapter. I'm going to put the pictures on the computer so I can show them to you. I need my connector cable here. That's it. All right, that's going to take a second. Please be patient. Plug the phone in. All right. Oh, you have new choices when opening a computer. Yeah, same old choices. All right, let's see what we got. Nope, not that one. I want to go into here, into here, into here. I gotta really clean the pictures off of my phone. I got like thousands and thousands of pictures on my phone. Let's see here. I'm gonna get bigger thumbnails here so I can see what I'm looking at here. There's what I want. That and that. Okay, let's see. Where are we here? Just copied them here. Now I gotta figure out where they went. Okay, there they are. All right, you gotta bear with me here. Had to get everything copied over here, ready to go. Let's see. So now we're gonna go into share mode here. Okay, so that's the outside of the store. So yeah, they got their sign up. That was the first time I'd seen the sign up, and it was inside the store last time I was there. But now they got it up front. They've also got it up on the display sign in the they got the signpost in front of the building, and then that's the inside. So they've completely redone the ceiling tiles. It had just an old kind of ugly drop ceiling in there, and they replaced it with that new stuff. It looks actually pretty nice in there, and they got the black painting on the back walls. They've redone the floor. So this is going to be the new store. It looks like it has a lot of like the same color themes that they had going on in the one in Austin. So I think this is going to be a nice place. The store on Austin Avenue was a pretty classy looking place, and I didn't have a lot of high hopes for this place when I first saw it, but it's coming together nice. So yeah, that should be a good one. Like I said, I'm checking it out every once in a while just to see what happens. And let me get Zoom back in here so I can be comfortable and kick back on the couch here. Oh, I misread your comment first, and I saw the reply to it, and I went back looking what was it that were depending on me for, and I thought it said plants are all in a row, but no, it's planets. Yeah, yeah, several planets are like in planetary alignment. I think Mars and Saturn and Jupiter are like in almost a straight line right now. Uh, Kara is saying that maybe end of February, so it might not be far away. I'm kind of keeping up with Rhonda on Facebook, so there's a number of solar eclipses. None here, not for a long time, but that's okay. I got to see my total eclipse. I am completely happy with that. Planetary alignments are really, really rare because the further you get out, the further you get away from the sun, the longer the year is, and so it's a matter of all those years, kind of catching up with each other. So it is a relatively rare event. But yeah, it's pretty cool that that happens. I heard about the meteorite hitting the ground. I haven't seen it yet. It's pretty wild. I do have the eclipse on video. I was so glad the skies cleared at the moment of truth too. Yeah, I live streamed that whole thing from the safety of my backyard. It was way more fun to be a part of. Yeah, that was a time where I was doing a live stream and a video at the same time because I'd pull away from the live stream to go shoot the video, and was shooting video the whole time of the entire total part of the totality. Yeah, that would have been dragged to have a dog get killed by meteorite impact. I guess I sort of got to be a multitasker in the business I'm in. I guess that means it's one. Yeah, well, I've gone past my 2 hour mark too. So unless anybody's got anything else to say, might be time to wrap this one up. Yeah, welcome to the live stream, Galloway, Galloway Lights. I hope you come back again. You were fun. We got a couple of characters that come in here from time to time that kind of shake things up a little bit, and I enjoy that. So I hope you come back again. Because I think you were here almost the whole time. I think you popped in like 10 or 15 minutes after we started. So that was fun. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night.